What is going on, players? And welcome back to the Journeyman with me, FoggyPlays on FM22. Today we start our career with Atalanta, and it's probably the hardest game we could have had, pretty much at all. We're taking on Napoli to start, and then we're going to be taking on bottom of the league Verona. Napoli, top of the league; Verona, bottom of the league. Should be an interesting time. We're going to be sent straight in. As hard as this is as hard as it's going to be. I am weary. Hopefully we can come out of this with at least 3 points. I'm hoping that the Verona game is just going to be pretty uncomplicated and we win. We do have a very, very tough run in to the end of the season. Maybe moving when I did wasn't the best idea. But if you do want to enjoy this episode, do make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Let's get into the video. So as I said in the intro, we are taking on top of the league Napoli, comfortably top of the league, might I add. Game in hand, 4 points clear. A win for us would put us 7th, but we'd still be 2 points behind Roma and Lazio. And then in the second part of this episode, we're taking on Verona. We haven't had any transfers in or out at the moment. We do have a lot of players that we've thrown on the developmental list. We've had a couple of players who've had offers accepted from the director of football, but as it is right now, nobody has joined or left, so we're going to have to buck up and see how we get on. The Europa League, don't have our game in yet because we won our group, so we qualify for the second knockout round or whatever it is. So first knockout round is the shitter teams, aka Slovan, Liberec, who I'm still a little bit upset that we left. But we are not terrible. We do play Napoli later on in the season again in the Cup. But this is definitely going to be interesting because I have no idea what to expect going into this one. They do want us to make quite a number of changes. Don't we just swap the two central midfielders around? Interesting. Don't we to play the guy I'm playing at right wing back? Don't want to play him as a striker. He has been scoring goals, but this is how we are lining up for our first game in charge. Odero is going to be starting in goal. He is number one goalkeeper. He's the only one that's played so far this year. Casas, Brendo and Valentini as our central defensive three. Because Jim City is 35 years old and is currently under offer from, I think it's AEK. Yeah, AEK. We're going to be playing Sutil as our complete wing back on the right. Even though they want me to play Cardamone, which to be fair, it's not terrible. I do want to give, like, Sutil has better kind of all-round stats. So for the first game against Napoli, I'm going to pop him in. Bastoni is going to play left wing back because Christensen is recovering from an injury. Ugarte and running Jorgensen in central midfield behind Pessina, who does actually want to leave, which is not ideal. Wants to leave to play Champions League football. And Cacciatore and Ferraro will be leading the line. Ugarte, I think he wants to leave as well, as does Alex Kral and one of the other centre backs, Casas. Casas also wants to leave, which obviously not ideal that the majority of our team want to leave to play Champions League football. But at the same time, if my director of football can do anything and keep our team together some bit, I will be happy. This is more or less the tactic I had planned. Just didn't realise that the players weren't, I suppose, as good as I was hoping they were going to be. I had a look through the recent, well, not recent, every transfer window that they've been in. So like I've kind of gone through all the transfers that they've done. A lot of bad business has been done at Atalanta, it has to be said. There's quite a number of players were signed and then like a season or two later were sold for not an insubstantial loss, which is obviously not ideal. So that's, less than ideal when you're throwing millions at clubs to sign a player and then just selling that player on like a year, 2 years later for like half what you bought them for. for no real reason other than why not. I'm going to make a change because the two strikers were. It was like a toss up of which way I was going to play them. They don't look like they're playing fantastically well as they were. So we're just swapping around and see how they get on. Sutil not having a great game at a right back. To be fair, he is a striker. Okay, so it seems neither of my strikers are enjoying playing in the formation we've asked them to do. Dig in. Leave nothing on the table. Go on, lads. I believe in you. As it is right now, only 3 players like me. So Brendo is one of them. I know Brendo is one of them. I don't actually know who the other 2 are. I can't remember. But I think one of them might be one of our strikers. So basically what's happening is players like me, they are going to be playing games. And we've picked up an injury to Ugarte. Lower leg injury. Not ideal. To be fair, I don't think the Carolero is really working as well as I would have hoped. We've been dominant in this game. We're going to go positive, see if that'll make any bit of a difference. Seems Cacatiore has suddenly decided to pick up his form. He's gone up to a 7, even though he was at a 6.4. We've not seen anything happening, but the average ratings are flicking all over the place. Running Jorgensen was annoyed when we arrived because he wanted more first team football. Mazzella-wise, I think he's probably the best attribute-wise. We're going to have to take Ugarte off at some point. Bastoni, though, picks up Ugarte's ball. Running Jorgensen all the way back to Valentini, who wants to leave to play Champions League football, which is not ideal. It was running Jorgensen offside. I hope he wasn't. Goal awarded. Fantastic. That was his 7th of the season. Running Jorgensen. He was never offside. Right. We do need to take off Ugarte because he is one of our most important central midfielders. I have no idea who can play in. I have no idea who's good in central midfield. You're pretty good in central midfield. Alex Kral. I wouldn't mind shifting him on, to be honest. So here's your opportunity to prove that you're good enough to play for a different club, I guess. We're going to take Ferraro off and bring on Chacon. You're a false 9 though. Yeah, you want to be the false 9. So what we might do, make him a false 9 and just have you play a bit more aggressively as the advanced playmaker. Gonna pump my fists and say make me proud. They don't care. To be fair, I can understand why Alex Kral doesn't care too much, seeing as how he wants out of the club. But this is his opportunity to. Oh, Pessina, quite close from the header. This is his opportunity to show. I think it's Arsenal. Okay, Arsenal were after him. He has been set surplus to requirements, based purely on what I think it was director of football or somebody said because he wanted to leave. So that not great defending, but we've just about gotten away with it. Everything's fine. Everyone needs to just take a deep breath. It's fine. So we're going back to just gonna go back to balance for the final 10 minutes. Running Jorgensen goes running forward. Alex Kral back of the net. Maybe we don't let him go. Maybe he stays. Maybe he stays. They're telling me to take Pessina off. Pessina is fairly tired, but he's been fairly influential. We'll take Pessina off and we'll give we're going to give Darius his debut. So pump fists. I believe in you. I'm pretty sure it's his debut. I don't think he's ever played before. Is that Ben White? Benjamin White playing at centre back for Napoli. I've seen Napoli, or not Napoli, I've seen Arsenal keep the majority of their squad, or Arsenal keep the majority of their squad together for pretty much the entire save until the players start retiring. So the fact that Napoli have got Ben White and they're actually doing quite well. Ben White is a good player in FM. A little bit unfortunate in real life. For some reason, people don't seem to rate him quite so high. I think it's just because the amount of money that was spent on him. But I think he's definitely better than Harry Maguire now. But that's not too hard. Alex Kral has scored twice. Maybe we need to keep him. Ronnie Jorgensen has played exceptionally well. We have beaten Napoli at home, top of the league Napoli, in our first game in charge. The last time this happened, I was managing Arsenal. We beat Chelsea 8-2 the day I took over, or like the week I took over. That was a good time. That was FM19, I want to say. And that was fantastic. Well done, lads. Good victory for us. That was very unexpected. I did say 3 points would be fantastic, but I meant against Verona. But I will take 3 points against Napoli every day of the week. I'm assuming that's going to get Kral a little bit of interest in him. But we'll be back in just a second for the Verona game, and the transfer window closes just after it. So we'll be back in just a second. Right, fellas, so after our victory over Napoli, we're going to take on Verona. Hopefully, we can do the business against Verona in this one. That would be fantastic. They do want us to go attacking. I'm not going to go attacking. I might go positive to start. There is only 2 changes for this game. Cardamone is going to play on the right, and Kral is going to come in and play in the Carrilero position because Ugarte a little bit tired. He was, after picking up that little, was it a bruise? Something happened. He's not fully fit, so he won't be starting this one. We do have a couple of players that are after acquiring bids, so we're not going to be playing them. Richard Sanchez is one of them. Zenit have offered 12.5 million. I'm more than happy to accept that. A bunch of these players are, like Blanchard has a lot of loan offers, so hopefully something good will come of that, because he's got high value, and I don't think he's that good of a player. So it'd be nice if he could, get the fuck out. I've swapped Ferraro and Kikatiore around just to see if they can do something, because Ferraro is our top goal scorer. Maybe playing him as the advanced forward will be a better thing to do. Ricardo Sutil can come off the bench if we need him to. If the 2 strikers decide that again today they're not going to play all that well. Shane Lavery. Interesting. Troy Parrott is playing for Verona. I did not know that. That is interesting. One of their main players, Destiny, is injured for this one. I think RC suspended. That popped up not too long ago. Popped up saying that he was going to be unavailable for this game. It seems he's quite an important player. I do want to get Christiansen in at some point, because I would like to get. I'd just like to see how good he is, because he's a player that actually kind of likes me, which is somewhat rare. Casas with a terrible pass. Thankfully, we've managed to keep a hold of the ball. I know we're only 3 minutes in, or 4 minutes into our second game in charge. I'm quite liking this formation thus far. I'm surprised we did so well against Napoli. Maybe it was just the new manager bounce. Kikatiore can't find the back of the net. We did make a change to one of our players' names. Tanko is the guy we gave a debut to in the last game. Because I couldn't say his last name, I just gave him a nickname, Tanko, because that was the end of his surname. So he is now Tanko. I don't think I've set up corners, but that one's in the back of the net. Hopefully it's onside. I don't think it is. I think Brendo was offside when Casas hit the crossbar. Yeah. Or Valentini was offside. Casas hit the... he was. Okay, so Valentini was the guy that was in front of the goalkeeper. I'm kind of thinking maybe we try and keep Kral, because he's playing quite well again. Sassuolo have decided to score twice quickly against Sampdoria. I think we're playing Sampdoria next, so that actually mightn't be a bad thing for us. We're going to chuck a bit more encouragement at the lads because we're not really involved. Oh, there we go. Kakatiore. In case you weren't aware, just hit cancel. It'll stop them getting pissed off when I shout at them for encouragement. So I might actually make a video about that because there's a couple of other things that I don't think people know. But Ferraro with the assist, Kakatiore with the goal. We're doing well so far. This is, however, Verona, so you'd expect us to be doing a significant amount better. I was actually looking at the league table. I hadn't really paid attention to what was going on in the league table. Ferraro absolutely does his man in, but unfortunately, we can't do anything with it. Troy Parrott's come on, so the guy who came up saying that a player went off injured, Troy Parrott has come on for him. So I'm actually curious. Labour, I'm guessing he's Northern Irish, yeah. I played for Celtic, Blackpool, Middlesbrough, Everton, Falkirk and Linfield. Interesting career, my friend. You've managed to end up in Serie A somehow. That's interesting. Ferraro, playing as the more advanced striker today, seems to be the one facilitating more. Alex Kral almost scores his third goal in 2 games. Goal line technology. That looks over the line to me. But I take them at their word. It didn't go in, even though it looked like it did. Biedamen isn't having a great... Oh, they've had a player sent off as well. Now, they've a player injured. No player sent off. I feel like it's just not their day. They have actually got 2 wins and 6 draws. Yeah, I'm pleased. I'm just going to say I'm pleased because the players aren't our biggest fans at the moment. We do need to keep them on side. Diego Silvestre is a Brazilian who was signed fairly recently. Might actually try and get him into the team a little bit because he's very expensive. Like, this Atalanta side really don't mind throwing money around. It is interesting to say the least. So I might take running Jorgensen off at some point. Move Kral over because Diego Silvestre's attributes work quite well as a Carrilero. So we might get to see him in but a moment. And I'm not overly fussed about making too many changes. I'll take a boring 1-0 win. If they come back and draw this game, then I'll be pissed. I'm going to have to take off Cardamone at some point because he's not playing well at all. Kakatiores put Ferraro through. Ferraro dinks the keeper. We are 2 up. His 10th of the season. So he just edges a little bit further away as our top goal scorer. Just got to skip the highlight so this episode doesn't go on for days. So yeah, we're going to move Kral over to be the Mazzella. Running can come off for Silvestre. Cardamore is going to come off for... Technically, we don't actually have another right back in the team. But we know Suttel, who's actually training to play in that position, can come on and do that. I might take Brendo off at some point and give Vishar Barisha, I think, his debut. He's only 17. He's only a young fella. He's only a wee babby. Give him a bit of a run out against bottom of the league. See how he gets on. Verona do actually have an interesting amount of players booked. I think that maybe maybe tackle a little less aggressively. That is an absolute beauty of a pass by their goalkeeper. Unfortunately, Lavery couldn't keep it under control. And the ball just kind of rolls comfortably back to Adero. Are we not going to get these? Okay, so we must be making... Oh! That looked like it could have potentially gone over the line. Obviously it didn't. Questions? Yeah, that one, not so much. Yeah, our changes have finally been made. And I think we're going to take off Brendo because he is booked. He's not having a fantastic game. Take him off and bring on Berisha, who I'm pretty sure it's his debut. Yes, his debut. He's never played for the club before. He's a 4-star potential centre back. He is. Okay, we sold Jim City to AEK. Happened yesterday, day before. We do have a couple of players that the director of football has chucked offers at. So hopefully one of them comes in. There's 2 centre backs he's made offers for. He's a couple of other players that he's thrown exceptional offers at. Verona cut us open, but thankfully Odero does quite well. Yeah, we have, I think it's 2 centre backs that direct football's throwing offers in for. If they both go through, it is a lot of money, like a lot. But I'll take it. Like we could do with extra players. I'm pretty sure we only have, we've made all our substitutions. So we're gonna actually come out of these 2 matches with 6 points. Fantastic. Jesus Vallejo, 32 years old. That name's familiar. I feel like I've seen him somewhere. Real Madrid, Villarreal, Wolves. I'll probably come across him at some point. Probably Real Madrid. Maybe as Zaragoza, because I used to manage Zaragoza an awful lot in older FMs. Club I used to love managing. Just, sometimes there's clubs out there that you don't know why. You just enjoy managing them. Zaragoza, one of those clubs for me, and Granada. Not sure why. But we have come out of this pretty comfortably. I don't think their sending off made that much of a difference. Both our strikers scoring in this one, and we've jumped up to 6th in the league. It looks like Verona, not quite dead and buried yet, but they're getting there. So we are going to have a look and see when we're going to come back for the next episode. So let's have a look and see. Maybe just come back for the 2 legs of the Europa League and just skip through February, because we take on Juventus, Milan, and Lazio. But I think this season the Europa League is kind of the one that we're going to be focusing more on, because that's something we can actually achieve. We can't win. We're not going to win the league. Can we win the league? 9 points behind. If it looks like we're going to win the league, we'll worry about it then. Probably not going to be in a situation to win it at any stage. But if you have enjoyed this episode, which is the first in charge of Atalanta in FM22, we did manage him in FM21 relatively successfully. But if you have enjoyed this episode, do make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, share with all your friends, and I will see you in the next one.